Hey everybody, it's Mike Peasall, pastor at Gateway Christian Center here in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Today is Wednesday, December 20th, and this is Mike's Midweek message. I can't believe not only is Christmas just a few days away, but 2024 is just a week or so away, and this year for me has just flown by. I don't know about you. Today's topic is outgiving God. It's funny, there's a lot of times I'll be talking to somebody about how the Lord has been generous to them, or they've been generous to other people, or something like that. And I'll always say, you remember that time you outgave God? And of course, that always brings a laugh or a smile, because we can never outgive God. God, I mean, his resources are unlimited, but also it's not just that his resources are unlimited. It's that God's love for us is beyond what we can really comprehend. And he's always, the Bible says no greater love has this, that he would lay down his life for his friend. And Jesus tells us, while you'd lay down your life for your friend, what about doing it for your enemy? And, we think about, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. He laid down his life for us before we recognized him as the friend that he is, as the brother that he is. So today's topic is about outgiving God. And, this time of year, there's a lot of great stories, Christmas stories. Maybe there's a movie you have to watch, or a series of movies, or a story you always want to read to your kids or your grandkids or whatever. And they may be stories that are funny, that they make you laugh. But it's, it's a cheerful thing. Or it may be one of those that it's a tearjerker kind of thing, and it really brings out the emotion. Or maybe it's just one of those Christmas movies. We call it a Christmas movie because somewhere in the background there's a Christmas tree, or it happens at Christmas time, and that's the only connection, like, Die Hard and Rambo and movies like that. They're not Christmas movies, okay? But all of those stories are really cool. I remember as a kid, I'm pretty sure that it was in black and white, a TV show, and I mean, I'm a child of the 60s, so that's easy to believe. But I almost think that this was after color TV, but they did this little movie, this little short film in black and white, because it helped you kind of see the point of the story. And the story the title is called The Gift of the Magi. Now, the guy who wrote it, his pen name was O. Henry, but his actual name was William Sidney Porter. And in about 1905, he wrote this. Some say he wrote it while he was sitting in a local pub or something, but he wrote it, and it got printed in a few places, and then he turned it into a small book, and since then we've seen television adaptations of it, and a lot of movies that you may see now. You might not know where that theme comes from, but let me just give you a quick rundown. So The Gift of the Magi is about a young couple, James and Della. And they live in the middle of the city, maybe New York City, but it's 1905. Times are hard. Between the two of them, with the flat that they rent, just very sparsely decorated and everything like that, the two of them are basically surviving on about $20 a month. And so there's no extra money for frills. There's no extra money for niceties. And so but they both have what they consider to be a prized possession. So for James, it is this gold pocket watch. It was his father's, and it was his father's father. And it's this beautiful gold pocket watch that every time people see it, they want to know, hey, would you sell that to me? Or, can I touch it? Whatever. So he had this beautiful gold pocket watch. Now for Della, her prized possession was her beautiful jet black hair. Her hair was the envy of every woman. Her hair was beautiful, and it was long, and it was luxurious, and it was her prized possession. So here we are, it's Christmas, and they're trying to decide what they can get each other for Christmas. They don't really have any money to spend on gifts and everything like that. But so they both come up, unbeknownst to the other, they come up with this plan where Della goes, and she goes to a wig shop, and she has them cut off much of her hair for wigs, and so she sells her hair, her beautiful prized possession of her hair. She sells that hair, and then she takes that money, and that's what she's going to buy James Christmas present with. And then James Well, he goes to a local jeweler, and he sells his prized possession, his pocket watch. And so when he comes home with her gift that he's purchased, and she's standing there in the apartment when they walk in the flat, and she has a scarf on, and he immediately notices something's wrong, something's missing. And as he walks over to her and gets closer to her, realizing that her hair is pretty much gone, she holds out a gift. And the gift, he unwraps it. And it is a beautiful chain for his pocket watch. Beautiful gold chain for his pocket watch. She had taken her hair, her prized possession, and she had bought something for his prized possession. And then he holds out a package. And with the package, she opens it. And it's this beautiful set of ivory combs that she's longed for over the years to put in her beautiful black hair. But now she has something for her prized possession, and she no longer has hair. And that's when he confesses to her that, I no longer have my gold watch. I sold my gold watch so that I could buy these things for your hair. Now, it's an incredible story. What it revealed to both of them is that they actually had a prized possession that was beyond the gold watch and the beautiful hair. And that is that they loved each other so much that they were willing to sacrifice what there was what they considered to be a prized possession for the other one, to highlight the other one's prized possession, to give to the other person. So that's a great story, and I don't know why they call it the gift of the Magi, but it's pretty cool. So I want to relate that to a story that's just happened here in the last few months for us. Gateway Christian Center, I've been the pastor here over 17 years. We've been in the same building for 17 years. We've been renting from Aldersgate Renewal Ministry. Aldersgate is a wonderful ministry. They're through the Methodist Church. They deal with missionaries. They deal with pastors. They do conferences. They're incredible people. We've had a great relationship. I think in 17 years, they've raised our rent maybe twice, and it still has been way under what they could have charged us. And they aren't just our landlord, but we are ministry partners. We have a great ministry together. And so a few months ago, Mark Barrow, who's the director of Aldersgate, came and he was just so excited because he said, Mike, our leadership board has voted unanimously to give Gateway this building and this property. Now, the last time this building and property was valued, it was years ago, and it was over $400,000. It's kind of a corner lot here in Goodlettsville with our building, and it's just what an incredible gift. And as we were talking about it, and he was explaining, I know that they're an organization, they're a ministry. They when we pay them rent, that actually helps them pay the bills. And he just said, he said, it's not about making good business sense. This isn't an investment. It's not, there's no financial return. We just knew that this is what God wanted us to do. And so I will throw this little thing in. They're doing a year-end giving. If you want to bless them, I encourage you to do it. Aldersgate Renewal Ministry. Go. They've got some matching funds that it'd be great if they could finish the year with all that. But I'm saying all this to say, we can look at something from a business standpoint. I want to give this, but only because it's going to get me this. I want to purchase this because it'll turn into this. But what about those times when God just says, "Hey, I just want you to do this," and you kind of look at it and you go, "Well, there's no gain there. There's no benefit to me in obeying God in this situation." Let me just tell you, obeying God in every situation is always a benefit. If the only benefit of doing something is being obedient to God, that is the best benefit of all, because we can't outgive God. Colossians 3:23 and 24 says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for man, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ." We only have a few days left between Christmas and I just want to encourage you that Jesus gave himself. He came. He left the kingly throne to be born in a manger, to walk among men, to be from Nazareth of all places, and he chose to be betrayed. He chose to be denied. He chose to take the cross. There was no benefit other than this is what he wanted to do for us. And so I just want to encourage you, look for opportunities to just be obedient to the Lord. You can't outgive him, and you can't out-sacrifice him. I mean, he sacrificed his only son for us. So I just want to encourage you as you go through Christmas this weekend, and then as you get ready for the new year, just look for opportunities to just say yes to the Lord. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He's always with us, and he always loves us. The word says that nothing can separate us from the love of God, not even ourselves. So I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I will see you next week for our end of the year midweek message.